Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Passioknit Kelsie and welcome to our third Reddit video. So I will be up here. You can watch me down there making a sneak peek top, and I'm going to be reading some Reddit stories. So let's get started. Our first Reddit story today is from r/crochet. It is categorized as crochet rant. So let's see what this is about. The title is, Why Can't People Understand the Value of Our Craft? It frustrates me so much sometimes. I had one person reach out to me via email that they were interested in one of the most time-consuming, detailed amigurumi plushes that I sell. They sent me a long email explaining that they were a single parent who had gone through several financial hardships recently. They went into detail. And that their young child with special needs was having a birthday and they wanted to get them something special. They said that the character that the plushie is designed after is their child's favorite, and they kindly asked if I would be able to discount the plushie at all. Normally I would say no, but I'm a softie when it comes to kids. Plus, the plushie I made is modeled after a really obscure character. Currently, if you Google the character's name, mine is the only plushie available. Their story seemed legitimate. They also included a photo of their kid, and I just wanted to make them happy, so I said yes. For one time only, I offered to charge only half the price for the plushie. For that amount, I would not make any money myself, and it would barely cover all the materials and shipping. In response, the person expressed that they were not interested, and then guilted me for not being able to give it to them for free, or almost for free, I guess, ? It's just really upsetting to me. I try to be nice and help others when I can, and I love seeing customers happy with the plushies I make, especially when it comes to kiddos. People don't seem to understand how much work goes into crochet. If I were to have charged this person half the amount, it would have hardly covered all of the materials and the shipping. I wouldn't have gotten any compensation for my time, and I would still have to spend 2 to 3 weeks to complete it. It's just disheartening that people don't always appreciate the amount of work this stuff takes. And then it says, phew, rant over. That totally sucks. The whole situation sucks. It's totally true that a lot of people that don't crochet or don't know anybody that crochet and they don't really know anything about crochet, they don't understand how long of a process it is and how detailed it is and how it takes work and time and materials. But regardless of that, it's just rude to guilt trip any artist, no matter what the art itself is, after they've offered you a discount, or even if they say no in the first place. Like the crochet artist in this example, she was extremely kind. She said that she offered them half off, and that is honestly a great offer. That's more than I would expect, And at that point, the person that was asking for the discount, they should have just taken it and say, okay, well, I'm sorry, that's still too expensive for me at the moment, and so, have a good day, or whatever, skedaddle. But she said that she started guilting her, so that kind of sucks. I do understand the person that asked for the discount in the first place. Crochet can be very expensive, and it is for a child, and I guess it's a very obscure character, so it's hard to find, which actually should mean that they should be willing to pay for it. But if they don't have the money, they don't have the money. But it can't hurt to ask any artist for a discount. Just whether they say no discounts offered, or whether they say yes and they offer you half off and you still can't pay for that, you need to take that with grace. Feel free to ask, of course, but whatever answer they're going to give you, you need to be prepared for that. Because I would say most of the time, for basically any artist, asking them for a discount is kind of a long shot. So if you get one, you're lucky. Yeah, so this is just a little crochet rant post. It's not like a am I the a-hole or anything like that. So like they're just ranting about feelings and the situation. So it's not really like is this person right or is this person wrong? It's just kind of like, this sucked and I want to tell people about it. So yeah, that did suck, and I feel sorry for them. I also feel sorry for the parent that is not able to find that special character plushie for their child. Maybe she should learn how to crochet and make one for herself. Who knows? Let's see what the comments have to say. This comment says, "You've got to stop and think. If this person did this to you, how many others have they done it to? They likely copy and pasted to all sorts with minor edits in the hope they'll get lucky. No insult to what you do, but that's the way it is. Learn to say no or even to ignore such messages. Nice is nice, but business is business. If you want to be nice, find someone you would like to see smile and make them something. That'll make two people happy." And then OP responded to that and they said, "You're right, that's good advice." Definitely as like a business owner, a business person, especially someone who's on the internet, you're going to get a lot of messages, pretty much of all kinds, and you just have to learn how to stand your ground and not do something that you're going to regret. Like, let's say she gave them the half off and then the person that asked for the discount like took her up on it. So then she, got half of the payment and then she had to go through with it and make the whole plushie and then mail it to her. Like, at some point, she said it would take 2 to 3 weeks. At some point during that process, like, you might start thinking like, you should not have done this. It's totally not worth it. And then you're going to wish that you would have said no in the first place. So basically, like, if you have a business, you just always want to think about yourself now, but also yourself in the future. Like, can I handle this? Am I actually okay with it? Or am I just saying yes because I feel bad? Like I said, nothing wrong with asking for a discount, but there's also absolutely nothing wrong with saying no and valuing your time as a crocheter, a knitter, an artist, whatever you do. This comment says, "First of all, you're a nice person. Second of all, this person is clearly taking advantage. Don't feel bad if she was sincere. She would have accepted your kind offer and paid to make her child happy." I don't necessarily know if I would say, like, this person is obviously taking advantage of you because, as I've already said, like, literally multiple times, there's no harm in asking. She was in the wrong as soon as she started guilt tripping them after the fact, especially after they had already offered a half off like discount for them. And then they say if she was sincere, she would have accepted your kind offer and paid to make her child happy. That is just not the case, especially if they do not have the money to do so. But yeah, she should have just said, oh, "Okay, sorry. Like, thanks for the offer, but I don't have enough money for that." Like, that's what should have been said, and we should just like move on from that, This comment says, "I bet they were lying about all of that to try to get it for free, and then they would have sold it." That's kind of crazy. I don't know about that. It's possible, but I don't think so. A lot of the comments are saying it's a scam. It's like, apparently it's a very common scam. This comment says, "Wow, they hit all the typical marks for a scammer. Number 1, single parent. Number 2, recent financial issues. Number 3, child with special needs. And oh yeah, it's also their birthday. Honestly, this is one of the most common scams out there. I mean, typically they say it's cancer, not special needs, but close enough. I would take a good hard look and see if there's anything else they could possibly write up that would make you feel like you had to cave, because I'm pretty sure there isn't. They hit every single mark." The OP said that they put the image through a reverse search engine and there were no results for it anywhere online, so it's not likely that the message was a scam. Seems legitimate. So, yeah. Anyway, regardless of if it was a scam or not, like, the rant is totally valid, been there. And that is why I don't often answer messages from people or give discounts, and I only do orders through my website rather than just like through messages and, oh, I'll send you a PayPal and blah, blah, blah. There are just so many scammers out there. So I just try to minimize that as much as possible. But have you ever been there? Have you ever been scammed? Have you ever given someone a discount because they asked? Interesting stuff. Okay, next story. This is also from r/crochet. The title is Mildly Infuriating. This is another crochet rant. Okay, so I had brought 2 projects to our vacation home. Both had twisted yarn, and because I only left for a week to sort some work things at home and come back, my mother-in-law suggested she could untwist them for me so I could continue better when I come back after the week. It was a kind gesture, and I thanked her. I knew my projects would be safe in hands because she used to crochet. However, when I came back, she indeed untwisted everything, but just cut the yarn with my projects. I know it's easy to just reattach it, but I was a little shocked when I saw it. She even asked me if I secured everything with stitch markers before I left. I thought because she didn't want to accidentally frog something. I would have never guessed that she meant that. Do you think I'm ungrateful because I don't like what she did and because I regret letting her untwist it? Okay, that was typed a little weird. It was a little hard to read. But basically she had like these projects that she brought with her to a vacation home, and then she had to leave for a little bit, but she was going to come back. And so her mother-in-law was like, hey, I can like untangle all that yarn for you if you want. And she was like, yeah, that'd be great. Like, you know, I'm sure she can do it because she also crochets. But when she came back, she did untangle all of the yarn, but she cut it off of the project. Ooh. I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that at all, actually. She's asking if she is ungrateful because she is mad that she cut off the yarn, but she still untangled it all like she said she was going to do. So, yeah, no, personally, that would make me mad. No. There is rarely ever a knot that would make me cut my yarn off of my whip in order to like untangle it. Like I can't imagine doing something like that, especially if it was someone else's project. Like I wouldn't even do that on my own project, but I can't imagine doing it to someone else's project. Like that is crazy. Like she said, it is easy to put it back on. You just have to tie the ends together and keep working. But then you have a knot in your work. And what if I didn't want a knot in my work? You know? Whew. Yeah, that sucks. I wonder if the mother-in-law like actually just does that with her own projects. So she thought it was going to be no big deal. I know that a lot of people, crafters, crocheters, and knitters alike, they have a lot of different opinions on just yarn and stuff and how to do things and techniques. So it's not surprising that 2 people would think quite differently on that subject. But still, if it wasn't my project, I would be like, I'm not going to cut it off. Like, oh, yeah, let's see. There's only 2 comments on this. So the first comment says, why would you cut the line of someone's in-progress work? No, it's not the end of the world, but pretty wild to do that. I agree. Definitely not the end of the world. You could just tie it back on, but it is wild, right? Like that's kind of crazy, huh? Our other comment says, I would be pissed if someone was lazy enough to cut the yarn to untangle it. I don't care if they saved me time by untangling it for me. Yeah, I agree. Depending on like how big the project is, like if she was making a blanket, this would be different. But most of the time I'm making like little projects. And if my yarn gets tangled up and I have to untangle it, and let's say like there's a knot and I need to pull the end that's attached to my project like through a loop, I will just make that loop big enough so that I can pull my entire project through there rather than cutting off the yarn from the project, you know? That is a lot. Yeah, I wouldn't make a big to-do about it, but I'd be like, what the heck? And then depending on how the mother-in-law reacts, it could go either way. Like she'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, that's what I do with my projects. Then I'd be like, okay, well, thanks for untangling the yarn, I guess. But then I would just like not let her near my projects in the future. Like if she genuinely didn't mean anything by it, then you can be mad, but be mad inside, you know? Yeah, wow, that's crazy. Would you be angry? Or are you one of those people that does that? If you have a big knot in your yarn, would you just cut it? I hope not. Okay, all right. So, next story. This is from r/true off my chest. The title is, I don't care how hard you worked on it. I don't want any more knitted blankets or scarves. Okay. So this is probably about someone who receives handmade gifts, sounds like. Here is the post itself. I have 3 knitted blankets draped over the back of my couch that I never use, and a knitted blanket in my guest room that no guest has ever voluntarily used. I have a very comfortable down comforter on my bed and another one in my guest room. In my closet, there are at least 5 scarves from family members that I never wear because even the good yarn that they use is scratchy, hard to clean, and leaves fuzz on everything. I'm getting sick of feigning excitement when my grown-ass relatives tell me that they're almost done knitting me something that I, period, don't, period, want, period. When I get handmade gifts from kids, I put on a happy face and gush about how great it is. But seriously, adults need to take a hint that not everyone wants their itchy, uncomfortable gifts. Whew. That is the end of the post, the rant. That is definitely a true off my chest. They definitely got it off their chest. They sound angry about it. And I'm going to be honest, I get it. Even as a person who crochets and knits, and I have made gifts for my family members in the past, I fully understand where this person is coming from, which is why generally I don't make things for people unless they have specifically asked me to make them that thing, you know? First of all, because I don't want to waste my time crocheting something, especially because I have a business, so like crochet time is valuable time to me. I don't want to waste my time crocheting something for someone that doesn't want it, even if that item is good, well made, whatever. If they don't want it, they're not going to use it, then don't, like, why? Why give it to them, you know? Because I love them, yeah. But you're really giving it to them to make yourself feel good. You're not giving to them because they want it and they're going to love it and they're going to use it. There's a difference. There is a difference indeed, okay? Even the way they say the good yarn that they use is scratchy, hard to clean, and leaves fuzz on everything, I also think that that is super valid. As a lazy person, hi, that's me. I'm a very lazy person. I tend not to use any sort of fancy yarns such as wool or anything that needs to be hand washed and like laid out to dry. If I need to do any sort of blocking, I don't like that. And it's kind of a burden to give somebody something like that. Like, oh, I made you this thing. You can only like hand wash it in a special kind of soap and then you need to lay it out on a towel in the sunshine. before you wear it again, it's like, okay, great, thanks. You've given me work to do. Like, I get it. So, yeah. This is a pretty small post. It only has 4 upvotes and 1 comment. And it's from 3 years ago. So I hope that they have maybe stopped receiving gifts that they don't want. To be fair, like, they should donate those items if they feel like they can't talk to their family members that are making them these things. And if they can, I mean, they should. If they do feel like they can talk to their family members, just tell them that you don't want it. You know, like, I don't need anything. I don't really like knitted items. I don't really like the wool. It's kind of scratchy. It doesn't work well with my skin. You know, I don't really have time to care for the items like they're meant to be cared for. And honestly, like, your family member should be understanding if they are giving it to you out of love, thinking that you are really going to like it. If they're giving it to you as a way to make themselves feel good, then they'll probably be mad. But yeah. Let's read what this one commenter has to say. This says, "To knitters and crafters everywhere, be aware. You tend to value gifts like this much higher than the recipients do. Some guidelines for gifting handmade goods can be modified to include food are as follows. Number 1, ask what they want or need. Ask what sizes and colors they want. Look for interest or enthusiasm in the recipient." So yeah, ask them if they want anything. And if they seem excited, they're like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, can you make me a hat actually?" Or if they're like, I don't really know, they might not be interested, and be like, "Okay, no, just like, it's fine. I won't make you anything, you know?" Number 2, monitor your quality. As in this post, are you using scratchy materials? Is the gift item uncomfortable or hard to clean? Yeah. If I was giving someone a gift, I would really want them to love it. So I would want it to be as perfect as possible. Honestly, it's the same thing as selling it to somebody else. You should pretty much act like you don't know the person that you're giving it to, because the first time that I actually made something and sold it to someone outside of my friends or family, I got so nervous. And that was the first time I was ever super nervous about the quality of an item, because later I saw them in the photos that they put and they did a review and stuff. And I was like looking at the pictures and I was like really asking myself, am I proud of this? And I wasn't, but that was years ago, and I am much better now. Quality control is great. So if you're giving someone something, it should be nice quality, not visibly ends poking out, scratchy, not 100% finished because you're a beginner or whatever. Like, if you're giving it to someone, it should be nice, unless you're a child, which is understandable. Okay, anyway, number 3, it says, if you get joy in making it, but no one seems to want it, is there something you could make people want more? Or some group that would love to get what you make? Yeah, so if you are just making things because you love making things, you're a crafter and you're just making things one after another, and you are giving them away to your friends, family as gifts because you don't really know what to do with them, and your family doesn't really seem to be excited or wanting the things that you make, there are definitely other places that you can give them away to, like charities, donation centers. You can give them to the animal shelters sometimes. So yeah, there's other places that will take your work and that will appreciate it and not be a burden on any of your family members that are feeling like this person in the rant. So, yep, that's all I have to say about that, really. Have you ever received a gift, whether it be handmade or not, that you didn't really want? What did you do with it? What do you think? Do you think she's valid, or do you think she should suck it up and accept all of these handmade items? I think she's valid. Okay. Next story. This is from r/Am I Wrong? The title is it bad that my gift was meant for my friend and not her baby? Okay. This is weird. I, 23 female, went to one of my friend's baby showers yesterday. On the invite, it said to bring thoughtful presents. So, got my friend, who loves to crochet, some expensive wool in colors she liked to use as she'd like since she's going on a maternity leave soon. Anyways, during the party, when she was opening presents, I noticed most of the gifts were baby items like clothing, a stroller, baby bottles, toys, etc. When she opened my present, she looked at it smiling. She then got up and gave me a hug and thanked me so much. I thought I did good, but later her mother pulled me aside and asked me how stupid could I be. Ugh. I needed to think about her becoming a mom soon. She needs baby stuff, not some yarn. She asked me to return it and actually get her something useful. I felt bad since my friend had already unbundled one of the rolls and was already working on something. So am I wrong to get her the wool? Should I just go buy her something else for her baby? Okay, first of all, no, she's not wrong. Totally not wrong, okay? A lot of times when a woman is pregnant, a lot of people are like focusing on the baby and how excited they are for a new baby in the world. But not a lot of people necessarily focus on the mother. And I think that she was really appreciative of that fact that her friend wanted to get something for her instead of for the baby. And also, it was only one gift out of every gift at that party. She got a ton of things and love and attention for the baby that day, and it was just one special thing for her. And honestly, I think it made her really happy because whenever she opened it, it said she was smiling, and she got up and went over to her friend and gave her a hug, and she thanked her. Like, she seemed really grateful and happy to receive a present that wasn't just about the upcoming baby, and actually, you know, had put some thought into it. And honestly, this was just super nice to me. I think this was great. She could literally use that yarn to make her baby some adorable little booties or clothing. Like, that's a great idea. She was even so happy and excited about it that she opened it and started using it at the baby shower. Yeah. So in my opinion, the OP is definitely not in the wrong. And she was even like being extra thoughtful and thinking about her friend and not just her friend's new baby. I know it's a baby shower and like traditionally you pretty much only get things for the baby. But I think this was fine. Her friend didn't say anything about not wanting the gift or getting the gift returned. It was just the friend's mom. And honestly, she was a little much, okay? Like, it's kind of none of her business. I don't know why she's being so rude and pulling the friend aside. And she literally says, "How stupid could you be?" Like, just that alone, like, lady, that's enough. You're overstepping 100%. That's crazy. You're being crazy right now. Just wow. Okay. I hope the comments agree with me, because if they don't, that would be crazy. Okay, so here is a comment. It says, "You're not wrong. You got the correct answer from your friend. Mom's opinion is completely useless and should be ignored. No replacement gift is necessary. Good job. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. I think that was great. Good job indeed. Someone replied to that comment and said maybe her mom felt dumb after realizing her daughter could probably just make all of the baby clothes herself. Plus, she is her mom, but didn't think about her daughter's favorite hobby. Personally, new moms always get the same thing from me, a stack of cloth diapers to use as burp cloths, a baby blanket or similar burp cloths. Don't hold up when a baby has a big spit up. Mom also gets a care kit that includes breast pads, cream, and either some kind of bath bomb or rich hand cream, just to have a little self-care. Nobody thinks about the mom. Good on you, OP. Yeah, exactly like I was saying. Pretty much everyone is just thinking about the baby, celebrating the baby, and not a lot of people are thinking about the mom in that situation, which a lot of the time she is most likely uncomfortable because pregnancy sucks, you know? She's probably going through a lot. Her body is doing a lot of weird things. She's stressed. She's thinking about bringing a new life into the world. And, you know, like check on your pregnant friends, okay? Make sure they're doing well. Her friend really seemed like she appreciated the yarn anyway, so that's the only thing that should matter. Here's another comment. Judging by your friend's reaction and the fact that she is already looking into using it, you did really good. Judging by the mother's reaction, she is going with perceived notions of baby showers being buy the mom the important stuff so she doesn't have to. It can be like this, but it doesn't have to be. Calling you stupid because you dared to go against her established ideas is incredibly immature and closed-minded and just nasty in general. Yeah, I think that's true. She was probably like traditional in a way. Like I said, it is normal for baby showers to be pretty much just gifts for or about the baby. So yeah, maybe she's just stuck in her ways. The mother, that is. Another comment says, I would mention it to your friend and ask if she would prefer something else. It sounds like she liked it though. Yeah, the friend had a totally positive reaction. She hugged her and she looked very happy. But if she's really worried about it, I would ask her. I mean, like, you know, going to Reddit is fine sometimes, but you just talk to your friend, you know, disregard what her mom said and ask your friend, because in the end, your friend's opinion is the only one that matters in this situation. This comment says, I would throw the mom under the bus. Say, hey, your mom said I was stupid for getting you something I thought you'd like. Is it okay, or should I return my gift and get something just for the baby? Ooh. I think that's a little much. That's a little much, but definitely talk to your friend. Okay, yeah, pretty much most of the comments are just agreeing. Everyone is just saying you are totally not wrong. You got it right. You're even like more thoughtful because you're paying attention to the mom and not just the baby. Pretty much everything that we mentioned before. So good for OP. I hope that they got some reassurance in their gift choice. And yeah, I definitely think that mother, her friend, is probably most definitely going to be making things for the baby anyway. So it was a gift for the mom and the baby in the long run. Okay, we are going to do one more story for today. This is also from r/Am I Wrong? The title is, Am I Wrong for Hanging Out with My 12-Year-Old Neighbor? I, 16 female, am a junior in high school. I recently moved houses within the same community. I still go to the same school, and I ride a new bus. This 7th grader who lives up the street from me started sitting next to me every day because there was no room anywhere else. I didn't mind. She was a nice kid, and we had a long bus ride, so we'd have a casual conversation like every day. We would talk about our mutual love of knitting and crocheting and show each other the work we made. One day, she says her parents are helping her make a little business selling her handmade work, and she wants me to join in on it. I said yes because it sounded like a cute idea and a chance to make good money doing something I enjoy. So now we have meetings at her house on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I've met her parents and they're really nice. I'm usually over there for 2 hours each time. We talk about things like pricing and quantity and stuff. Then we eat food and talk and laugh a little before I go home and go on with my life. I know the age difference is odd, but I figured she's my neighbor and it's not like I'm calling her my BFF. All my close friends are my own age. I also don't talk about weird things with her or stuff above her maturity level. I understand she's literally only 12 years old, so I don't cross those boundaries. It's lighthearted conversations about crochet and memes mostly. I just want to know if what I'm doing is actually weird and creepy and if I need to back off or something. I found out her older brother was making fun of me for hanging out with a younger girl and it made me self-conscious. 2 of my friends have also teased me about it. I didn't realize it was this big of a deal. I'd appreciate some input or advice on all this. Like if they're right about this and I should stop talking to her. Aww, okay. So, reminder, the person that wrote this story is a 16-year-old girl and she has made friends with and started hanging out with the 12-year-old girl that rides her bus. I don't think that that's weird at all. Honestly, it sounds like a really cute relationship, like very sisterly. And she is even like being very mature and thinking about the things that like they can talk about and that a 12-year-old can handle. She's not bringing up any inappropriate like topics of conversation with her. And mostly they're just talking about crocheting and funny stuff and giggling. And they're friends, dude. Okay. Yeah, I think that there is nothing wrong with this situation. Even the 12-year-old's parents have met her and they were like really nice and stuff like that. She might even be like a really good influence and a nice friend for this 12-year-old to have. Especially if that 12-year-old, it said that she has an older brother and he was making fun of them and that's a problem. But if she doesn't have an older girl figure in her life besides her mom that she like feels comfortable talking to, like this is a really good opportunity to introduce that into her life. Because like sometimes girls just want to gossip and talk about boys or stuff that happens at school and whatnot. And like let's say she has questions and whatnot, like it would be so much better to get advice from a 16-year-old as a 12-year-old rather than like from one of your other 12-year-old friends. Not saying necessarily that 16-year-olds are smart and mature and give great advice, but concerning like problems that 12-year-olds have, like I'm sure a 16-year-old would give better advice than another 12-year-old. And a lot of the times young girls don't really talk to their moms about that. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times they don't. So I think that this situation could just be good. It could be great all around. They could start a little crochet business together. They could be best friends. Like, it's cute, in my opinion. Yeah, the whole thing sounded really sweet and mature. It didn't even seem like really a 16-year-old that was writing it until kind of towards the end, whenever she started thinking about like, oh, am I actually weird? And, you know, she is feeling judged and she's like getting insecure about it, which is very 16-year-old girl. Because if she was an adult, like she wouldn't even be thinking about what other people say in that situation. But, teenagers, they're very like, they care a lot about what their peers are saying. So basically, I hope all the comments are like, no, girl, this is cute and sweet and totally fine. And I hope that she takes all the information in and then she's just like, okay, fine, whatever. Like all of these other people, like 2 of her friends that teased her about it, not good friends. Not good friends, okay? The older brother teasing them about it, like the older brothers they just do that. Still not good, but older brothers, what can you do? Let's see what the comments have to say. You're not in the wrong at all. You both seem to have similar interests and get along, so age shouldn't really be an issue. I grew up in a small community with less than 100 kids in the entire school from grades 7 to 12. It would have been pretty lonely if we didn't hang out with people that weren't our exact age. It made the entire community a lot closer and more understanding because we were all friends. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with innocent friendships between people of different ages. Like, literally, if they were sisters, like, not a single person would have a problem with that or would be, like, making fun of them for hanging out together. This person says, "You're enjoying yourself and not hurting anyone. Friendship has no age limits. Have fun. It will likely grow apart naturally. No need to rush." Yeah. 4 years is not a lot, especially for friendships. We're not talking about romantic relationships here at all. Especially if it's just like a friendship, a light friendship, and it's just fun. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe they will grow apart naturally as they get older, but maybe they won't. Maybe they're going to be like best friends forever after this. Who knows? This comment says, "It's a pretty selfless thing to do, and I'm sure she really appreciates having someone to look up to. You just tell your friends you're her big sister and she loves you for it." Yeah. I think it's a good situation, especially if the 16-year-old is mature and handling it well and not exposing the 12-year-old to anything that is like too old for her age. It's definitely great for them to have someone to look up to, you know? Okay, this comment says, 16 is the perfect time to learn not to give a F what anyone else thinks of you. You're both enjoying your time. Her parents are present when you're there to ward off any accusations of shenanigans. You're not hurting anyone, and clearly your parents haven't objected either. I'm much older than you, and I wish I had learned at your age to respond to comments like this with things like, "Oh no, a kid I barely know and don't care about at all doesn't approve of my hobbies and friends. Whatever shall I do?" Yeah, basically just, don't let what other people think determine your relationships, your friendships, and what you're going to do with your life, especially if it's literally not a big deal, and especially if those comments are coming from people that just are not mature and not smart themselves. This comment says, "I find this post so sweet. I just say, do what you feel is right. If you find yourself getting upset by the gossiping going on around you, I wouldn't fault it if you pulled away from the relationship a bit, though it would be a shame to lose a potential great friend. Also, the older you get, the less the age gap even matters. There's nothing at all wrong, creepy, etc. about your new friendship. Take it slow and make some money while you either nurture the friendship or just stay business partners. Best of luck from a fellow knitter." Agree. I think the whole post is just sweet, honestly. Don't let the teasing bother you. You sound like a mentor of sorts. If she was your sister or cousin, you wouldn't think anything of the age gap. Enjoy a friendship with someone with the same interests. They can be hard to find. Yeah. Overall, totally fine. So many people saying that the age gap will literally not even matter whenever you're older are totally correct, because I have so many friends and acquaintances that knit and crochet that I've met online that are varying ages, and we all get along like great. So it's great fun. It shouldn't matter. If you guys are nice to each other and your friends and everything is appropriate, then go for it. I hope that she can get past any sort of teasing or people saying that she's weird for having a 12-year-old friend. Like, who cares? And that is all of the stories that I had saved for today. There was a lot less drama than our last few videos, I'm gonna say, I think. I tried to pull from different subreddits and stuff. Last time, I think all of them were from Am I the A-Hole? So I was trying to get some different vibes in the video today. I hope that you liked it, and I also hope that I'm done with my top by now. Down there, are we done? We should be done. Is it pretty? Do you like it? Ooh. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you are a Reddit user yourself and if you would like to send me posts that you find, I would really appreciate it. I look on Reddit a lot, and honestly, it's kind of hard to find posts that are craft related, that are not like 2 sentences long. So if you find any good Reddit posts and you want me to read them in one of these videos, you can send them to me via my email or my Instagram DMs, wherever. Leave it in the comment section. If you liked this video, if you want to see more videos like this, give it a thumbs up. Leave some comments down in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so that you can see whenever I post. That's all that I have for you today, so I will see you guys next time. Bye!